Hello, Little Goober 48 here. Gonna go over a lot of information in this video for you today. We are going to be going over anything from bases. We're going to go through the base walkthrough, some good tips on base information. We're going to be going through my $300 million freighter. It's all 300 million plus. It's a very expensive freighter. It's a gigantic freighter. It's called the Juggernaut. And we're also going to be going over how you can build on your freighter. We're also going to be going through my S-Class ships and how I acquired my S-Class ships and maybe some tips that could help you acquire them as well. So first, guys, we're going to jump into the base first of all. And again, it's a total of 9 domes, uh, 3 cylinders, 1 walk-through cylinder, and a nice locker room as well. Obviously, you have the 3 vehicles down below. The way you get the vehicles is you complete your, I believe it's your armory mission that's going to be on your home base. So in all of your armory missions on your home base. Now, guys, the biodomes, there's a lot of benefits to them. One, they hold 16 plants when they're on top of another cylinder building, meaning like the one that we're going to be walking into now. And if you put it on top of that, it will hold up to 16 plants. That's if you come through the bottom and do not add a doorway. Now, if you add a doorway, it will knock it down to 13 plants. The biodomes allow the plants to be self-feeding, so there's no need for refeeding the plants and things like that. And also, it does not speed up the grow times. The grow times are still the same. There's no change to that. They also bring down the base complexity because it is less complex than building a bunch of trays with plants in them in a cuboid room. So you can actually build more plants in these biodomes if you do it a little more efficiently than I did. I unfortunately just built it mainly for half looks and half efficiency for for farming. Now, guys, we did reach the base limit, so we weren't able to add a lot of the small knickknacks and things of that sort. But maybe we'll do another base here soon, and we will go ahead and add maybe less farming tools to it and more presence. Now, guys, I have the lights there in order to keep to remind me of what floor I'm on and when to get off the ladder. It helps a lot. I have the red ladder during the portion of the building where I can't get off. It's just a walk-through part. You see, we have some quite nice views here. I didn't pick the best planet to live on, but I like the moons, and it was convenient at the time. So we just did what we could. As you see, we have a lot of fungus growing. We have cactus flesh growing. That is also we can make our millions. We have a process to where we can make anywhere from 7 to 10 million every 30 minutes. It is very easy. It only takes 3 different types of materials. They're quick to grow, and it gives you enough time to where you can go out, explore, and still come back and make your money. You're not having to meet like a tight 8-minute or 15-minute time frame, which doesn't give you much time to do much of anything at all. So, guys, after this, we will go ahead and jump and warp the freighter in and go over the freighter things, and we'll also go through the S-Class ship things as well. Now, I like the curved corridors. A, it gives it a nice cool look, and B, that it makes it easy to see what's already grown in the previous corridor. So, guys, if you didn't have a doorway attached to this and you came up from the bottom, you would be able to plant 16 plants, not just 13. And we'll also go through my favorite view of this whole base, which is the full-on overhead view. So let's go ahead and walk outside, guys. Now, I do apologize, my voice is scratchy. I may stutter sometimes. I just got done with another 12-hour stream, guys. I've been booked with streaming the last, week now in a row. We've been streaming a whole week in a row, anywhere from 10 to 12 hours. It's been crazy, the amount of information we've been giving and the amount of information we've been getting from fellow people, from fellow No Man's Sky people. Or as you might want to say, some fellow travelers. Again, I apologize if I misspeak sometimes right now. Guys, we'll go ahead and give it a nice overhead view so we can go over my favorite part here. This, by far, is my favorite view of the base. Alright, let's go ahead and jump into S-Class tips and tricks. So guys, some S-Class tips and tricks. Honestly, the way I acquired my S-Class ships it was complete accident. I did not wait, I did not keep on waiting for ships to come in, and we literally just spawned into a system and they landed on our freighter. But after going over a lot of information on the internet and things that people have been doing, what I'm finding out here is you want to spawn into a wealthy system, an opulent system, something that has a lot of money. Now, to acquire more than one ship, you must have a freighter. When you have a freighter, the ship must land on your freighter, and then you'll have an extra option to buy it for the full value or trade it for your prior ship like at any other station, or obviously cancel. Now, you can store up to 6 ships on your freighter, and again, you must own a freighter. You also must land on your freighter to buy them and not trade. Now guys, we just spawned in Juggernaut. It is a beast. It is an absolute beast of a ship. So again guys, tips for the S-Class. Try to get to a wealthy or opulent system. If you want to buy it and not trade it, you must land on your freighter. I've seen them land in space stations. I've seen them land in trade stations. I've seen them land on my freighter. Man, this thing is an absolute beast. Now, the way we acquired this size of a freighter, guys, the main time I've seen the gigantic freighters, either this version or the gigantic pizza version, to give you kind of an idea of the shape, is when there's a distress signal after you've already warped into a system. The distress signal does not appear when you're already in the system. It appears when you warp into it. I've ran into these distress signals more often when I warp out of a black hole and I appear in a system. Now, I've warped into conflict, high conflict areas. I've warped into pretty much every single type of conflict area. And I think maybe once I actually got into the galaxy where there was a distress signal going on from one of these larger freighters. So again, I've more often seen these larger freighters when warping through a black hole and there's a distress signal, meaning you have to save the freighter. Be very, very, very careful when saving the freighter that you do not shoot that freighter. It will not let you access it if you accidentally shoot that freighter. So guys, either go ahead and try to get the other enemy ships to follow you out towards the empty open or towards an open area before you shoot at it, but be very, very careful. And I love this S-Class ship. There's a couple views for you on this ship. Now guys, don't forget to hit a like on this button and the subscribe button. Again, we'll be going over some more information here about the freighter and giving you a quick walkthrough. Now, no matter what freighter I've landed on, I have not seen any different versions of the interior besides of the people who are actually the crew in your ship. You'll obviously have Gek, Viking, and Korvax. So let's go ahead and bust out my other S-Class ships so you guys can take a look at that. And give me 1 sec, I will take a drink of water in my throat. Alright, now this S-Class ship, it seems to me that it honestly looks like a butterfly sitting on a branch with its wings up. So this is why we had our, I guess I have a female name, Serenity. Now guys, all these names, we have the people on our streams, the viewers on our streams, go ahead and name the ships, name planets and such. So if that's something you like and you'd like to do, go ahead and join into my live streams, guys, and you guys will definitely be able to get to name some ships, leave messages by portals and things like that. We've had some hilarious comments come out, some hilarious names come out as well. As you can see, we even flew for a minute and we still did not reach the end of this freighter. This thing is gigantic. It leaves a giant shadow across the planet underneath. Sometimes when it goes across it and you're actually below it, you almost think it's turning dark for a second. You look up, you're like, oh, it's just the freighter shadow. So these freighters do cast a shadow on the planets below, if they're close enough to the planet's surface. We'll give you one last look of this S-Class ship while we go back inside as well. Then we'll go over some freighter tips and tricks and some building tips and tricks as well. Now guys, when building inside your freighter or building your base, it is very, very, very important that you delete anything attached to the larger objects. That means doorways, lights, fixtures, anything that's within inside of it. You will not get the building material back if you delete the main object that's holding the smaller object or that's attached to the main object. So if you build a trade terminal, which takes a lot of time because it takes I think 5 circuit boards to make, and you delete the room that's attached to, it will not give you the materials back. That still by far is my favorite S-Class ship, the Penetrator. Kind of reminds me of a stalking wolf face, something of that nature. Yeah, this is by far my favorite S-Class ship. Now, I have seen different color versions of this ship, meaning instead of the white, it was like a brown, almost a blackish type color. I didn't like it. It didn't really give it a good high contrast with the gold, so I did not trade that ship. It was unfortunate at the same time I was flying that ship at a space station. We'll show you a quick look of our crew members here. We do have a Corvex crew members. We have Daft Punk down there being our navigational crew. And we also have a Millennial who's unfortunately texting and flying, and I will shake my head at him in disappointment, trying to remind him that there's a fine attached to this. Oh man, look at him really paying attention. I can't tell you how many times I've been in asteroid fields. There's Daft Punk. They're hard at work playing I was going to say playing I was going to say a specific name of a game, but we're just going to say something else. They're just playing a game on their phone. So guys, you can build within your freighter. It is towards the back end of your freighter. There are limited things you can build. You can plant trays and plants as well in there. You can build trade terminals so you don't have to go to the space stations. Now, the only thing you can build as far as plants go is the hydroponic trays. You cannot build biodomes, unfortunately. You can build up and down. And you can also change the color of the rooms as well. So again, there's a magnitude of things you can build, change, add. You can also add your specialists up here with you. You do not have to have them at your base. So you can put your specialists up here and save room down at your base, or you can have like 1 or 2 up here and 1 or 2 down there, however you would like. Now you can add lights in here. Unfortunately, they do not illuminate the room. So guys, what I mean is by deleting the smaller objects within the bigger objects, so you want to go ahead and make sure you delete the carpet first before you delete the room. Else you will not get the material for the carpet if you delete the room. You'll just get the material back for the room. This goes again for any object attached to any of the rooms. I always recommend saving before you start building a lot. This way, if you do make a mistake, you can go ahead and load your last save. Over here, I was just trying to see how much it would actually illuminate the room, but this way you get an idea. Now, those lanterns seem to illuminate the room the most. They are probably the brightest light. You can also interact with them and close them and turn them on and off. You can have all kinds of fun with that. Again, as you see here, I'm deleting before I actually delete the room. Deleting the smaller objects. If you want to delete, you hold L2. You can change the color, the material it's made out of. There's a couple of choices of different types of base material. Over here, as you can see, you can change the color of the room. Again, if this video helped you out in any way, guys, make sure you hit that like button. If you like this video, my other videos, make sure you hit the subscribe button. If you want to know how to find glyphs, if you want to know how to make money, and then again, the glyphs are for the portals in order to get put in the addresses to travel to different places. Guys, don't forget to like, to subscribe. Check me out at Twitch. Stay awesome.